Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to you about something invisible, yet incredibly powerful. It's not money, not talent, not even opportunity. It's belief, the power of belief. When we talk about belief, we often focus on the external, the things we can touch, the outcomes we desire, or the goals we want to achieve. But belief starts from within. The power of belief doesn't just influence what you do or how you act. It shapes who you are, your very identity. Think about it for a moment. Who are you? Not the titles you hold, not the job you work, but who you are at the core. What is your identity built on? And more importantly, where does that identity come from? When I started on my own journey, one thing became clear. The way you view yourself will dictate what you can achieve. I wasn't born with any special advantage. In fact, I faced challenges just like everyone else. But the difference wasn't in the challenges. It was in how I saw myself in relation to those challenges. You see, belief shapes your identity, and your identity is your strongest weapon. How do you see yourself? Do you view yourself as a winner or as someone who's just trying to get by? Do you identify as someone who is capable of greatness, or do you constantly tell yourself that you're not cut out for the extraordinary? Let me tell you, when you believe you can achieve something, when you have a true, unshakable belief in your own potential, something powerful happens. The world starts to treat you differently. Opportunities that seemed out of reach become yours. You walk through doors that others think are locked. People notice you because there's something magnetic about confidence, rooted in belief. But it's not just about what others see in you, it's about what you see in yourself. The reality is we are all products of our beliefs. What we think about ourselves will eventually shape the decisions we make, the actions we take, and ultimately the lives we live. So if you believe you're not worthy of success, if you believe that the good things in life are only for others, you're going to act accordingly. You're going to make choices based on the belief that you're not capable of achieving anything extraordinary. But when you flip that belief, when you choose to believe that you are worthy of success, that you are capable of overcoming any obstacle, everything changes. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. The world will throw hurdles your way. People will doubt you, try to hold you back, and tell you that your dreams are unrealistic. But when your belief in yourself is solid, when you truly understand that you are capable of more than you've been led to believe, then nothing can stop you. Think about the most successful people you admire, whether they're athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, or anyone who has achieved greatness. They all share one thing in common: belief. It's not always talent, and it's not always luck. It's belief. Take Michael Jordan, for example. No one would argue that he was an incredibly talented basketball player, but what set him apart from the rest? His belief in himself. He didn't just believe that he could make a shot. He believed that every game he played, every move he made, would contribute to his success. That belief was what pushed him to practice relentlessly, to push through injuries, to keep going when others would have quit. The same goes for anyone who has achieved greatness. It's not just about the skill set you have, it's about how you view your own potential. The more you believe in yourself, the more opportunities you'll create, the harder you'll work, and the further you'll go. But the real challenge here is that belief is not always easy. It's easy to believe when everything is going your way. It's easy to have confidence when you're succeeding. But belief is tested in the moments when things aren't going well, when you're faced with setbacks, failures and challenges that seem insurmountable. That's when the real test of your belief begins. And the truth is, you won't always win. You won't always get everything right. But when you have an unwavering belief in yourself, you understand that failure is just a part of the journey. It's not the end. It's the feedback you need to adjust, to grow, and to keep moving forward. The most powerful thing you can do is challenge the negative beliefs you hold about yourself. Every time you doubt your abilities, every time you feel unworthy, you're allowing yourself to stay in a mindset of limitation. You're telling yourself that your potential is capped. But when you break free from that and start believing in your power to create change, you unlock your true potential. Your beliefs create your reality. If you believe that success is out of your reach, it will always be out of your reach. If you believe you're destined for greatness, you'll take the necessary steps to make that belief a reality. It's that simple. The more you believe in yourself, the more your actions align with your beliefs. And the more your actions align with your beliefs, the more you'll begin to see the world respond to you in the way you expect. Now I know some of you might be thinking, but how do I develop that belief? How do I go from doubting myself to feeling confident? And my answer to you is simple. Start small. Take one step toward your goal, Make one move that gets you closer to where you want to be, and with each step your belief will grow stronger. It's like building muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. The truth is, no one is born with limitless confidence. But if you make the decision every day to believe in your own worth, your own abilities, and your own future, you'll eventually look back and realize how far you've come. You'll be amazed at what you've accomplished, all because you chose to believe in yourself. The power of belief doesn't stop at shaping who you are. It's the fuel that drives you to keep going, especially when times get tough. You see, belief is what keeps you going when everything around you is falling apart. It's the reason you can rise after every setback, the reason you keep pushing even when the road ahead seems impossible to travel. Without belief, persistence becomes just a word, something we hear about but never experience. But when you have that belief, you have an unshakable foundation to stand on, no matter what life throws your way. Now I want you to really understand this. Persistence is not just about working hard when things are going well. Anybody can work hard when things are easy. It's about what happens when everything is stacked against you, when failure seems imminent, when no one believes in you. That's when persistence and belief are truly tested. The greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, and successful people didn't get to where they are by coasting along on easy days. No, they got there because they kept going when it wasn't easy. When they were knocked down, they got back up. And when they felt like giving up, it was their belief in themselves and in their mission that gave them the strength to keep moving forward. They didn't allow the setbacks to define them. Instead, they used those challenges as stepping stones to climb higher. Take a moment and think about the most successful people you know. Maybe people you look up to, people whose achievements inspire you. Now think about the difficulties they must have faced to get to where they are. The long hours, the struggles, the failure, the times they were told no or laughed at for their ideas. But they didn't stop. They kept going because they believed that they could overcome whatever came their way. And that's the difference. That belief is what separates the ones who make it from the ones who give up. Persistence is all about mindset. When you believe in yourself, you can endure anything. It's like a shield that protects you from the negativity, the doubt, and the harsh words that others throw your way. You become impervious to criticism, because you know that you're on a mission, and nothing can stop you from reaching your goal. That belief becomes a driving force, pushing you forward even when your body and mind are telling you to quit. But I'm not going to sugarcoat this. There are going to be days when you feel like everything is against you. There are going to be moments when you question your own abilities, when you wonder if you're good enough, and that's when you have to dig deep and remind yourself why you're doing this in the first place. What's your reason? What's the vision you're chasing? When you have a clear belief in your purpose, that vision becomes your compass. No matter how difficult the journey gets, you'll always have that internal guide to keep you on track. Persistence doesn't mean blindly pushing through without stopping. It means taking action with purpose, even when you don't see immediate results. It means trusting the process, knowing that the efforts you're putting in today are laying the foundation for tomorrow's success. It means refusing to be discouraged by the small failures along the way. Because let me tell you something, failure is not the end. Failure is a lesson, and when you believe in your ability to learn, to grow, and to adapt, failure becomes a stepping stone, not a roadblock. You'll hear people talk about the overnight successes, but let's be real here. Those so-called overnight successes didn't happen overnight. They happened after years of grinding, learning, failing, and believing that they could make it. They persisted when no one else believed in them. They kept moving forward when everyone else was giving up. And that persistence isn't just about doing the same thing over and over again. It's about learning from each setback and improving. It's about adjusting your approach, trying new strategies, and pushing yourself to think outside the box. Persistence doesn't mean doing the same thing and expecting a different result. It means staying in the game, learning as you go, and constantly refining your approach until you get where you want to be. When you persist, the world begins to notice. You start to stand out because while others quit, you keep going, and every time you push through, you get stronger. Your belief in yourself gets reinforced, and with each step forward, you get closer to your goal. People respect persistence. They respect a person who isn't afraid to fail because they know that failure doesn't define them. They respect a person who keeps pushing, keeps improving, and keeps going no matter what. But it all starts with belief. Without belief, persistence doesn't mean much. You can work hard, but if you don't believe in the outcome, the grind becomes exhausting, and you'll eventually burn out. Belief is what fuels your persistence. It gives you the energy to keep going when you want to quit. It's the reason you wake up every morning, Put in the work and move forward, even when you don't see the results right away. Here's the truth. The journey is never easy, but the people who succeed, the ones who achieve greatness, are the ones who refuse to quit. They had the belief to keep going, the persistence to push through, and the understanding that every setback was just another part of the process. They understood that persistence wasn't about how fast you got there, but about how long you kept going. You need to build your persistence like you build a muscle. The more you work at it, the stronger it gets. And believe me, it will be tested. But when it is, that belief, the belief that you can handle whatever comes your way, is the thing that will keep you moving forward. It will keep you focused on the end result, no matter how long it takes to get there. When you have that kind of belief, you can weather any storm. You will become unstoppable, and nothing at all can stand in your way. Belief isn't just something that impacts you on a personal level. It's contagious. When you believe in yourself, you don't just create opportunities for yourself, you inspire others to believe in themselves too. The power of belief extends far beyond your own actions. It's about how you influence the people around you, how you impact their thoughts, their motivations, and ultimately their lives. Think about the people who have impacted you the most in your life. I'm sure you can think of at least one person, someone who believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself. They told you that you were capable of more than you thought. They saw potential in you that you couldn't see at the time. Maybe it was a teacher, a friend, a mentor, or even a family member. Someone who through their belief in you gave you the strength to believe in yourself. And you know what? That's the beauty of it. When someone truly believes in you, it makes all the difference. It sparks something inside you that pushes you to strive for greatness, to chase after the things that you never thought were possible. That's the power of belief in others. When you believe in someone, when you truly see their potential, you're giving them the permission to be great. You're giving them the strength to rise above their limitations and become someone they didn't think they could be. Belief in others isn't about telling them what they want to hear. It's about seeing the best in them, even when they can't see it themselves. It's about looking past their flaws, their mistakes, and their doubts, and recognizing the greatness that lies within them. This is why belief is so contagious. People who feel believed in, who feel supported, encouraged, and challenged to be their best, are more likely to go on and do great things themselves. They carry that belief with them. They take it to their families, their workplaces, their community. It becomes a ripple effect, moving through the lives of everyone they touch. And that, right there, is how a single person's belief in another can have a profound impact on the world. Let's take a step back and look at this from a different angle. How often do we see someone with potential? Someone who could be amazing, but we don't do anything about it. How often do we let fear or doubt hold us back from showing that person our belief? We've all been there, haven't we? It's easy to look at someone and think, they could be great, but then leave it at that. The truth is, belief is an action. It's not just about thinking positive things about someone. It's about showing them, supporting them, and doing what you can to help them realize their potential. There's a reason why great leaders are known for believing in the people they lead. They don't just give orders and expect results. They invest in the people around them. They see potential where others see limitation. They empower others to believe in themselves, because they know that when someone believes in their own abilities, they'll do extraordinary things. And you don't have to be a CEO or a world leader to have this kind of influence. Each one of us can make a difference by believing in someone else. Think about the impact you can have in your own circles, in your family, in your circle of friends, in your workplace. How different would things be if you made it a point to believe in others? I'm not talking about just empty words. I'm talking about truly believing in their potential, supporting them through challenges, and showing them that you have faith in their ability to succeed. That belief will fuel their ambition, ignite their passion, and drive them to take actions they might never have taken if they didn't feel believed in. This is where leadership comes from. True leadership isn't about controlling others, it's about inspiring others to believe in themselves. When you lead with belief, people begin to see themselves as capable of more. They'll start pushing themselves, taking risks, and achieving things that they once thought were beyond their reach. When you genuinely believe in someone, you don't just motivate them, you empower them to become leaders themselves. That's how you create a culture of success, where belief in each other drives everyone forward. And here's something else. Belief is also a mirror. When you believe in others, you not only change their life, you change your own. When you support someone, when you show them that they can achieve greatness, you get to witness their transformation, you get to see their growth, their success, and it becomes a reflection of your own growth. You start to realize that your belief in others is just a reflection of your own belief in yourself. It strengthens you, empowers you, and lifts you up in the process. This is how great teams are built, how successful businesses are formed, and how lasting movements are created. It's the belief in others, the belief that every person has something unique to offer, that everyone has the potential to achieve something incredible, that fuels the collective growth of a group. When you believe in the people around you, you build a powerful force that cannot be stopped. People want to be part of something that believes in them. They want to contribute to something bigger than themselves, something that recognizes their value. So I'm challenging you today, look around you. Who do you believe? Who has the potential to do something incredible, but might just need a little nudge, a little support, or a little encouragement? Don't wait for someone else to step in. Take the lead. Be the person who shows that belief. Believe in the people you're surrounded by, and watch how everything changes. You might be surprised by just how far a little belief can take someone. It could be the difference between them staying stuck, or pushing through to greatness. That's the power of belief in others. It doesn't just change them, it changes everything. When you believe in yourself, when you have that unshakable conviction in your abilities, something incredible happens. You start turning your visions into reality. Belief is the bridge between the ideas in your head and the actions in the real world. It's not just wishful thinking or some abstract concept. It's the driving force that turns your dreams into tangible results. You see, everything starts with an idea, a vision of what could be. But without belief, that idea remains just that, a fleeting thought, a fantasy that never comes to life. Think about the things that have been created in this world. Everything from the buildings we live and work in, to the devices we use every day, to the businesses and movements that shape society, started as an idea, but it didn't stay there. People took those ideas and believed in them so strongly that they put in the work, the effort, the time and the resources to make them happen. Belief is what fuels that process. Without belief, the vision is just a dream. But when you believe in that dream, when you truly commit to it, you start moving toward it. Every step you take brings you closer to turning it into something real. Belief is not just about thinking positively or hoping things will work out. It's about conviction. It's about looking at the challenges ahead and saying, I can do this, and then taking the necessary actions to prove it. When you believe, you create the energy to move forward, even when the path is unclear, even when the obstacles seem overwhelming. And the more you take action, the clearer that vision becomes. You start to shape the future you imagined. The world around you starts to conform to the belief you have in yourself. That's how the impossible becomes possible. It's how the most successful people turn their dreams into reality, by believing in them enough to take the first step, and the next, and the next. Here's the thing. Belief isn't just some magic trick that makes everything fall into place. You don't just wake up one day and suddenly everything aligns with your vision. No, belief is the foundation of consistent effort. It's about staying focused on the goal, even when results don't come right away. It's about having the patience to keep moving, knowing that every small step you take is getting you closer to your goal. It's the process, the commitment, and the grit that make the vision a reality. Belief is what pushes you to keep going when everything else is telling you to stop. It's the difference between those who give up halfway and those who see things through to the end. Think about the process of building a business. You start with a vision, a goal, an idea of what you want to create. And that vision is often huge. It's a dream that seems impossible at the outset. But what separates those who succeed from those who fail is the belief that the dream can be achieved. With belief, every setback becomes a lesson. Every failure becomes a step forward. The belief that your vision is achievable pushes you to learn, to adapt, and to improve. It gives you the motivation to put in the hard work, to make the sacrifices, and to keep going even when things aren't working out as planned. The same goes for every area of life. If you want to improve your health, your relationships, your career, belief is the first step. Without belief, you won't take the action necessary to make real progress. If you don't believe you can get stronger, you won't hit the gym. If you don't believe you can build meaningful relationships, you won't put in the effort to connect with others. Belief is the spark that ignites change. It's the fuel that keeps you going, even when it's hard. And let me be clear, belief doesn't mean things will be easy. It doesn't mean that the road will be smooth, or that success will come without effort. But it does mean that you will push through the challenges, that you will stay focused on the end goal, no matter how long it takes. Belief means having the courage to fail and to learn from that failure. It means having the strength to stay committed to your vision, even when everyone else doubts you, or when the results don't come immediately. The world doesn't reward people who quit halfway. It rewards those who believe in their vision enough to see it through, no matter how long it takes, or how tough it gets. When you believe in your vision, something else happens. you start to act with purpose. Every decision you make, every move you take, is aligned with that vision. And as you take action, you begin to see progress. At first, it may seem small, the results may not be immediate, but as long as you keep believing, keep moving forward, and keep taking those steps, the vision starts to materialize. It's like building a muscle. At first, it feels slow, like you're not seeing any change. But over time, with consistency and belief, you start to see results. And when those results come, you'll realize that it was your belief that made them possible. This is the power of belief. It gives you the ability to turn the abstract into the concrete. It helps you transform your dreams into something real. Every vision that has ever become a reality was first born in someone's mind. And the only way that vision comes to life is through belief and action. When you believe in your vision, you create the energy to turn it into something tangible. You don't just wait for things to happen, you make them happen. You see the future you want, and you take the steps necessary to make it real. When you fully believe in your vision, you start to realize that the only thing standing between you and your success is yourself. Belief is the key that unlocks the door to your potential. It's the force that drives you forward, even when everything seems uncertain. So whatever your vision is, whatever you dream of achieving, know this: belief is the first step. Once you believe in yourself and in your ability to make your vision a reality, you are unstoppable. You'll do whatever it takes to make it happen, because your belief will give you the strength to endure, to push through, and to never give up. That is the power of belief. It is the force that turns visions into reality.